Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name's Aliyah, and as we're winding up closer to the end of 2021, I thought it would be the perfect moment to kind of do a little recap of the year and see some of the resolutions we would like to do for 2022. New Year's resolutions are always kind of tricky because it's like no one really does it, but you know, it's the thought that counts. I don't really think you have to follow all your resolutions, but having goals kind of sets you up for success. I also believe that you don't really have to start New Year's resolutions closer to New Year's. I like to say it would be good to have your ideas around October, November, and an actual plan December, so you can go into the New Year's with things already set. I feel like that way you don't have to hold yourself up to such of a high standards and expectations. More stress, easy to fail, easier to make yourself disappointed in the long run. Because realistically, who can really set up like long-term goals within a month, you know? Like you can say I'm going to the gym, or you can say I'm going to read more, but if you weren't like having your membership in December, or if you weren't going to Barnes & Nobles and making like a book list in December, you know, doesn't really help you. So some of the things that I set for my resolutions and some of the things that I set myself up for to do for next year. The first thing I kind of planned and set up for next year is to try cosplaying. I've always like loved anime since I was in middle school. I've even like created the anime club for my middle school, like the first one ever. It got so good, we even got to do a field trip to this place called Murakami, a Japanese garden. Honestly, greatest memories ever. I'm so happy I was able to do that. But I've never like cosplayed. I don't know. I don't know why I've never done it, but I'm gonna do it, and I have. So one of the things I have set up for next year is going to Otaku Fest in January. So starting off strong, I already got my tickets, already got my first cosplay planned. I don't know if I want to do day 2 cosplay, but I don't know. I have a few ideas. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll make a video before the trip. The second thing that I kind of have set up for myself, hopefully I can do next year, is traveling. Last year I did my first trip like out of my city, kind of by myself. I've never like gone anywhere without my parents or like of school. I did a trip to Disney in October of 2021, and honestly it was very nice, like kind of being responsible, traveling far distance. The ride was like 3 hours, so it wasn't too crazy, but it was nice to kind of have a little sense of freedom. So I would like to travel abroad next year. As for places where I would like to go, number 1 on my list is Amsterdam, but you know, I am open to the world. So if it's Japan, if it's Amsterdam later on in the year, hopefully I can do it around sometime in May. That's why I'm trying to set myself up for sometime in May. Since I've started working, I've been able to get a bit more like time to travel and do little staycations around like my city, but to go overseas, it's a lot of planning. For Amsterdam, for example, there's a lot of museums. In Amsterdam, they like doing bikes instead of like cars. There's a lot of coffee shops. So I can't wait to, you know, see something new and experience something I've never really seen before. Honestly, I keep having like a voice in the back of my head telling me that telling me that I'm scared to do it, or you have to wait to do it. But then I'm just like, if not now, then when? Because we don't know when this thing's gonna be over. So it's not like you can say, I'm just gonna wait until it's over. Because what is this, year 3? Like, and I really believe that fear just blocks you from your potential and blocks you from new doors and avenues you've never tried before. So I'm gonna try to push myself through fear for next year, you know? Which kind of leads into my third kind of resolution I want to set up for myself, which is just doing it. It's just doing whatever I want. If someone doesn't want to go with me, just go. Just do it. I find myself being afraid of like doing something, or if I find myself like becoming more committed, it kind of makes me want to, hey, but what about this? And what about this? And you don't want this to happen. And all of them, like, thoughts pop up in the back of your head. Like in the movie, Luca would be like, Silenzio Bruno to your brain or something. So I'm just gonna try and doing it. Even making this video, I don't know. Within the last 2 years, I couldn't imagine making this video right now. So I'm just gonna do it and follow my passions and see where that takes me. And for my final kind of resolution, I would like to move up in life, whether it be through my work, through my school. I'm about to graduate college, which is a huge success for me, so, you know, like, round of applause for that. With my work, I'm about to hit, like the time where you have a bit more options, a bit more flexibility and credibility and experience. I've grown so much since starting at the beginning of the year, and I feel like it's time to like see what else I can do, keep moving, keep going up, or even finding new avenues of revenue, because, you know, now, I don't know, 2021 kind of sparked some whimsical magic in me. I'm really motivated. I kind of see it now, like my eyes are open. I can see the truth. So those are like some of my things. I want to try strength training. I want to just apply myself more, living more intentionally. So for the next part of our video, we're going to be just going over some of the things that I implemented already last year and how, you know, where it's gotten me throughout the year. For the first thing that I've wanted to do last year was start to live for myself. So living intentionally. When I was younger, I felt like I was more people pleaser. So I never really wanted to do things or live selfishly, kind of like work for me, do what I want to do. It was always, how can I help you and what can I do? You want to cross my boundaries? If it makes you happy, go ahead, just step on my face, you know? Like, now I'm kind of drawing my line in the sand. Like, if you're bothering me, I'm going to remove myself. In a sense, you kind of have to learn how to do both, because there will be situations where you won't have the option to be like, oh, let me just block you off, whatever, move away. So in those situations, you kind of have to learn how to see the bigger picture and try to flip the situation to help you initially, or to help you at the end. Like, if you're at your job and someone's just yelling at your face, and you can be like, oh, you know, like, let me help you, like, that sucks, I understand, my heart's broken for you, so let me do this, let me be the hero in your story, so we can change your perspective, change how we're gonna see this situation. And, you know, now you're happy, now I'm happy, and at the end I don't have to get stepped on, you know? One of the things that I started to do maybe a little bit before 2021 was get into more introspection. So like things like spirituality, meditation, law of attraction, these things, even if you're not fully into like the whole crystals or anything, just the lessons that you can learn from living intentionally, looking inward, intuition, it's amazing. Like, I've seen it work. Like, draw out your life, live for you, set your boundaries, heal yourself, build better, and the doors just open. It's amazing. So I don't know, maybe I can do another video talking about that, but who knows, who knows. So there's this app on my phone named, it's called Pattern, and even if you're not into like, you know, everything's connected, the world's, you know, messages in the universe, like even if you don't believe in that, some of the questions they ask kind of make you want to you know, just think like hang on. So one of the questions this week was, how would your perception of yourself change if viewed through the lens of those you love, or those who love you? Like what? And you can even see like what other people are saying, and you kind of start a conversation, a much needed conversation for some of the questions that you don't really have any other time to really think about. I recommend Pattern. I put all my friends on Pattern. I put Watson on Pattern. I put my mom on Pattern. My brother's next, hopefully. And you know, it gives you messages and kind of shows you like their expected, you know, pattern goal for you. Like this morning I just got a notification talking about how I've completed a period in my life. Hopefully over the last 9 months you've been able to clear out what isn't working in your life and are ready to graduate to a new stage of maturity and fulfillment. And you know, some of the stuff, it sounds like, you know, fortune cookie talk, but I don't know, some of it lines up and it's so right. Like I am ready to graduate literally to a new stage of maturity and fulfillment. I kind of see my goal laid out now. I see my purpose. I see my passions, and I want to keep going into them, because you know when you get like ideas or you get a feeling and it's just like nothing you've ever really felt before, and it's the visions, or you just see something differently and it just changes your world. I feel like I'm in the process of doing that, and if I keep going on the path I'm going on, you know, I'm going to, you know, have new things and great opportunities in my future. Another thing that I implemented from last year was to just follow through, kind of similar to the just do it, but you know, doing it and actually going through it and to the end are two different feelings. And there's a lot of things that I've set up for myself last year that I was able to do. One of them being getting into the hospitality industry. Always wanted to do it. I'm a communications major, so just talking to guests and interacting and being able to kind of problem solve on the dime, I love that. My brain loves to just be go, go, go. So going here, going there, having things and tasks to do, keeping myself busy, it's definitely for me. I would love to see like how the traveling industry would be. I mean, it sounds interesting. Maybe if I travel abroad, give me some more motivation, or I can join some program. You know, the opportunities, the avenues are endless. And following through, or just following something that I'm interested in, is usually how I get my jobs. So my first job was at a movie theater. That's where I met Watson, and I just wanted to know what it's like to work in a movie theater, and I got it. Then I was just like, this movie theater stuff is too much. I don't want to burn myself anymore. I don't want to be covered in grease and butter. I want to live like a bougie girl. And I said, let me work at a yacht club. And I worked at the yacht club during their childcare. So that, I was just like, let me do it. And I did it. And you get to see like the different sides of everything. This job now kind of feels like the best of both worlds. I love the fast pace of a movie theater. I love how elevated a yacht club was. No, I'm working in the hospitality industry at a hotel. It's very nice, very nice. I don't know. I'm still like exploring the different industry and different you know, lanes you can go with this career. So, you know, one moment I may be interested in this, maybe I'll go to this, who knows, you know? And for the last thing that I would like to talk about for a recap of the year is my Spotify Wrapped list. I've been getting these little end of year music wraps since like middle school. So it's almost tradition for me at this point. And I'm just like so connected and intertwined with the music. Like I feel it in my brain and my soul. And that's like one of the reasons why my 2020 top song was Be Prepared by the Lion King. Like just that girl, you know, I was prepared. For my 2021 music Spotify wrap, it's just as embarrassing, I would say, for me, but not for me, you know, because my 2021 top song was from the Rocket Man soundtrack, and it was the song I'm Gonna Love Me Again with Taron Egerton and Elton John. That song carried me through 2021 at the beginning. Like, I'm gonna love me again, I'm my best friend, I'm gonna, you know, put my own wind in my sail, and I'm gonna go explore the world and live my life. Great song, great song. This whole album, the whole movie, I have a deep history with this film and this soundtrack. And actually, like, my top 5 songs were all from the soundtrack, which kind of summed up, it summed up nicely of how my music listening patterns for this year. And I mean, they're right. I was in the car, I would sit there for 2 hours just like going between songs, and the Elton John version and the Taron version, and I got Watson on it. We would learn the lyrics and we'd be like, oh, he changed in this one and he added a little to that one, but this one's like butter and this one's like a little raspy little party little popper. I'm obsessed. I love this movie so much. The first time I saw it, literally my brain exploded. So no surprise why that was my number one. It said I played it like 56 times this year. Doesn't sound like a lot to me. Like, it could have been more. At least for that one. But definitely the whole soundtrack, top 5 for this year. Another thing that was on my Spotify Wrapped was one of my top artists was Tyler, the Creator. I was in his number 1% for the listening. And the top song of 2021 from him was Massa. Great song, great song. I'm actually going to his concert next year, so that's another thing I kind of set myself up for in the future. And I cannot wait. This album was amazing, and I think I want to go into a in-depth video with this. Maybe I'll bring Josh on board because we're both going. We love this album so much. Honestly, this album was pretty much the anthem of this year and the next few years coming ahead, because I'm on it. Like, I'm on a boat to Geneva right now. Like, you don't see it, but I'm literally there, toes in the sand, French vanilla ice cream. Holy crap, I'm there. I actually just got home from work and I'm super tired. We're going into the New Year's and it's a bit more crazier than I'm used to. Or actually, I'm used to it, but recently it's been a bit more slower than now, and everyone's surprised that everywhere is booked and everywhere is taken because you guys are all here for the same reason. I don't get it. But I'm tired, and there's just a lot to think about going into 2022. I wish the best for everyone. If you want more suggestions or any of the topics that I talked about piqued your interest and you want to talk about it some more, I can talk for days. I have a degree in it. So my name's Aliyah. We'll see you guys next year, I guess. Bye.